Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. This sounds like the Wall Street version of Fight Club, but it's actually some of the best life advice that you could ever get. What is Warren Buffett saying here? He's saying to keep things as simple as possible. It's so simple that 99% of people are going to completely ignore it. I say that because that's what I used to do with simple advice. I would hear it, I'd acknowledge it, and then I'd continue on with my life without applying it at all. But when I finally started to apply them, it completely changed my life. I am a totally different person. It feels like I was unlocked. It's the reason why I'm recording this video right now. This is something that I've always wanted to do, but I always complicated it. And now you get to see what this idea of simplicity looks like in real time, and you can watch it play out from the beginning because I just started and I'm not gonna stop. I know exactly what to do because of simple advice like this. And that was just advice from Warren Buffett. The next two people on this list are even more well-known. They're ancient figures, and their advice is even simpler. The last one on this list, I almost didn't include it because it sounds like nothing when you say it, but it's the most profound one on the list. But the next person on this list is a Greek philosopher that lived in Athens in 400 BC. He's considered one of the founders of Western philosophy. He didn't write anything down. All of what we know about him came from his students writing about him. His ideas were so revolutionary at the time that he was put on trial and executed for them. His name was Socrates. One day somebody went up to Socrates and said, "Hey Socrates, how do I get to Mount Olympus?" And Socrates said, "Make sure every step you take is pointed to Mount Olympus." How dumb does that sound? Imagine you go up to somebody and you say, "Hey, how do I achieve my goals?" And they say, "You achieve them." It's like, is that a dad joke? Are you not taking me seriously? Like, I'm seriously asking, and that's your answer? It just sounds dumb. But what Socrates is doing there is he's doing what so many self-help gurus fail to do, what so many therapists and well-meaning friends and family members fail to do because they're too busy making it too complicated. He pointed at the only truth that actually matters, which is if you want to go do something, then you go do it. And here's something I've noticed. The more thought and feeling you pile onto something you want to do, the less likely you are to actually do it. You start to create this sort of fog around it. You're talking about it, you're feeling about it, you're thinking about it, but none of those things are actually it. None of those things are doing the thing. Socrates knew these things like 2,400 years ago, and I know them today because I lived on the wrong side of them for a long time. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I want to do, planning what I want to do, starting to do what I wanted to do, and then stopping because it didn't feel perfect or didn't feel right. But the moment that I just started doing what I wanted to do and being who I wanted to be, that's when everything changed. I realized that I'm never going to really figure it out, and that's fine. Just surrender to that and just put the next step forward. You just start walking and you keep walking. And if you're anything like me, your brain is going to ask why. Why do we make things more complicated than they need to be? And it's a really good question. But I'm going to stop it right there because we're already making it more complicated than it needs to be. It doesn't really matter why this is the case. Just knowing it's the case and then acting accordingly is enough. So let's put a bow on it and then move on. We make things more complicated than they need to be because it feels safer than actually doing it. That's it. That's the whole psychology. Now we're going to move on instead of making it more complicated than it needs to be. This last quote pisses me off. And it pisses me off because when I say it, I don't feel anything. It feels anticlimactic. And that just means that I haven't embodied this simplicity to enough of a degree that this actually lands when I say it. This is from one of the most studied, most quoted, most philosophically influential people that has ever existed and has shaped entire thought system for thousands of years to come. Confucius said, "Life is simple. We insist on making it complicated."